So, Leo, have you read the chapter, or you haven't read the chapter?
In my honest opinion, no, I have not.
Okay. Honest opinion.
I've
Okay.
only read Twitter trends,
Mm. Okay. Okay.
and only two names trend. Obviously,
Mm.
Vegapunk, because it
Mm-hmm.
would make sense.
Yeah, it will
I
make
would
sense. Yeah.
question if I would
Uh huh.
questionable if it didn't
Mm-hmm.
fucking trend.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And
And
for
what was
some
the?
fucking reason, Aokiji.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So,
So, so
I read the chapter. I was going to wait. I was going to wait it out, but
you can never wait up,
no, I couldn't. I cannot. I can't. No, but I
oh
saw a
man.
lot. No, I managed to wait out until 5 p.m. So
Oh really?
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man, you're like a fucking drug addict.
And the only reason why I waited out that long is because, well, yeah, like I told you, I had to go to the dentist this morning. So okay, I woke up early. I was distracted basically throughout the whole day. But then, and then you had the other stuff, and then when 5 p.m. came around, I'm like, man, I got nothing to do. So I read the chapter.
Oh man, if I got nothing to do, I used to fucking jerk off.
But no, it was 5 p.m. I know it's too early.
It's too
So
early, damn.
yeah,
Look at it, like look at Mr. Schedule here.
and there's this people wake around in the house and all that. Like nah. I
Easy
prefer.
click.
Yeah. So
I mean
hmm
look at Joseph, like he admits to doing it in the break of dawn.
you cut off, but I heard Joseph. And I think I know where you going. I think I know where you.
He does that at the break of dawn.
Yeah. But yeah. But whatever. So you, so let's start with the. Actually, before that, what do you think this chapter is gonna be about? Since you haven't read it, give me your quick predictions.
So so we're okay, so we're gonna see some shenanigans. I'm thinking like we're gonna see why Vegapunk is a girl
Mm-hmm.
when throughout the series Vegapunk has been called a guy,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
so has shown him as a guy.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing there's gonna be some explanation, like is it the original OG Vegapunk's daughter? Is
Mm-hmm.
it a fucking family member? Is it like a fucking clone, a female
Mm-hmm.
clone?
Mm-hmm.
Is it that he transfer his consciousness to a new body?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If
Yep.
so, why is it a girl? Like if that I'm thinking like if that's real, I'm just thinking like oh, it's for the joke of him being a perv,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
cause it seems like an actual One Piece gag, like for the
Yeah.
character to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, like, let's say Sanji was as smart as Vegapunk. I could see him do that. Yeah. Like someone like Sanji, I could see him do something like that. Yeah. So okay, so those are your predictions. Forgot to say this last video, but Oda said a long time ago that
It,
whenever we see Vegapunk, we're going to learn everything that has to do with devil fruits because Vegapunk he cracked the devil fruits, everything about them. So yeah, that's for at least that's what I'm hoping for the whole arc. Not for the chapter since I already read it, but like for the whole arc, to learn more about the fruits because we really don't know much, honestly. We pretty much know the basic, and we're like, one, we're like very deep into the series, and we just know the basic pretty much. So, only
like
Oda could
like
could,
we
could do this.
basically know it's like folklore.
Yeah, folklore. Yeah, basically everything that we know is folklore. Like, there's nothing like concrete. Like yeah. Well, I guess the concrete stuff is like, oh, you cannot swim. There's like 3 types, and there's subcategories and stuff like that. But there's still a lot that we don't know, and most of
Okay.
that is like folklore. So yeah. Um, I guess that's pretty much everything I want to say. Before we start the chapter, because I forgot to say that last time that we did the
Yeah.
video. So chapter is 1062, Adventure in the Land of Signs, and the cover story is meanwhile in Chocolate Town on Cacao Island. So as you can see, Actually, I'm not sure if you're seeing, but if you do you have the chapter up
Yeah, yeah. I'm,
for
I'm looking at the
the?
cover.
Okay, so what do you see?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
Cacao Island here. It's either frozen
Uh-huh.
or gassed.
Mm,
And I'm not thinking that's gas.
I'm not thinking either. Who? I'm not, so
So I could presume this is the reason why Aokiji was trending.
yeah, probably. So yeah, I'm not going to jump the gun. I'm going to try not to jump the gun here, but I'm going to say my piece anyway. So some people, some YouTubers, call people like me, madmen, madmen, not me specifically, but the community who were thinking like me, madmen, and that we were coping, and that we had too high expectations for a Blackbeard pirate to show up on Whole Cake, because you remember there was that one cover story where it was two people and when we saw their boots, their shoes, and they were in Cacao Island, Chocolate Town. And then the next cover story we learned what they're called, EGG and Reiju, the German siblings, they're in Whole Cake, and a bunch of YouTubers um thought, okay, they thought like, oh, okay, those people the silhouettes that we saw in the last cover story was the German siblings, right? But no, I kept at it. I like, not sure if you remember, but I kept at it. Like, maybe not. It's like maybe it's like two factions. There's the silhouette people that that I was hoping was some Blackbeard members, and then we got the German siblings somewhere else in Whole Cake. And as the cover story went on, I'm like, okay, I guess it was the German siblings, but I'm like, when I read this, when I read this, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I was like, damn, it sucks that I'm reading this and I didn't, reacted to it, but I was like, yeah, let's go, like, I'm not saying I was right, but I did say that it could be Blackbeard men. A bunch of other people were saying, were Blackbeard. I said one of them could be who I said who was like. Actually, I don't remember who I said they could have been, but yeah, because I think some people were saying Katarina or Shiryu. Who else? I guess some people were saying Aokiji. But yeah. Can't wait. I can't wait to see what Roger Base said, because Roger Base was one of those people who said that there was it was no way that it could have been Blackbeard men. Too much. He's like, guy. He was basically saying that God keep your expectations low. So everyone who said it was like Blackbeard men, he's like, oh no, that's too high, too much expectations. You know. But I can't wait to see what he says. I'm curious. But yeah. Um. Also no.
Personally,
What you said?
personally, I just
Mm.
think that Aokiji at the terminal. To quote Guys Guevara.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Look him up if you want to. I guess. Listen to a artist, a rapper. Um.
Oh,
But yeah.
such a
Also,
great album.
I was gonna say, no hate to Roger Bass. I don't want to sound like I'm hating on him for saying that. It just like, okay, he was constantly saying, like, oh, keep your expectations in check. It cannot be Blackbeard. And right now it's Aokiji. But you also did mention it could have been gas. See, that Caesar, he has the
Yeah,
weapon that could turn people into stone.
yeah,
And
yeah.
when it comes to stone and ice, all the draws is very similarly, because of course it's in black and white, so you cannot really tell the difference. Um,
Yeah.
and it does, like that smoke, it could be gas. Caesar's gas, but also could be ice. It could be just cold, because although that's how he draws the cold as well. So could
Yeah.
be either or. Yeah. And if it's gas, then at this point, I take the L. Yeah, I take the L. Yeah, but yeah. Now this gives me hope that it's it's not Caesar. Also, it says meanwhile. So it's like, okay, we going somewhere else in Chocolate Town on Cacao Island. Caesar and
It's
they're
with
in the
Germa.
Germa and the whole cake, the actual main island, if I'm correct. So, and Cacao Island is like 3 days away from, right? Am I making this up? Like Cacao, I think is actually like 3 days away from whole cake. I think that's how big the her territory is. I think I'm making that up. I don't know. Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't remember. I remember that Pudding made like it was like a big deal. Like the like oh let's go to whole cake, and Pudding was like when she was acting good. It's like oh it's like it's very far away. If you don't want to get detected, you need to take like a specific route or something. I don't know. I think I'm making that up. I don't know because they left. Yeah, I think I'm making that up. I don't know, but it does sound plausible. I don't know. The One Piece world is huge. And Thailand is like Big Mom's only territory. Well, no, she does have Fishman Island, but that's like most of her territory. So anyway, I'm just rambling at this point. Let's continue. Let's continue with the chapter. Um, Here's all those quick notes. He says he ate a miracle fruit and then a lemon right after, and then when he ate it, he's like, the lemon was delicious. Wait, what? What the heck? So he's just trolling. He's trolling. I guess he didn't
I,
like the miracle fruit. What is a miracle? This is the
I
first
mean,
time.
I.
hmm
Oh, you don't know what's a miracle fruit?
No, this is the first time I hear about a miracle fruit.
Oh, okay, okay. So miracle fruit is it's this fruit
hmm
that has the interesting capability of making you taste anything sour
hmm
sweet.
Okay.
So basically, you could eat sour cream, lemonade, vinegar,
hmm
whatever. They're not gonna taste like lemonade, vinegar, or sour cream. They're gonna taste sweet. I remember seeing a YouTuber, I think it's Point Crow, in his subathon. He tasted miracle fruit and he was
Okay.
doing a blind taste test.
hmm
He ate sour
Okay.
cream and he thought it was yogurt.
Mm.
He drank vinegar, like blindfolded, mind you, and he thought it was, I think it was either juice or soda.
hmm hmm
And so basically, it's this something that sounds like a fucking fairy tale book.
Okay.
Actually, in real life, like anything sour, it tastes sweet. Like that's the
hmm
cool shit about it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. So I guess now this makes more sense because he's like, oh, the lemon was delicious. I guess he doesn't likes lemon usually, and that's why he's like, wait, what? Okay. Okay. I thought he was
Or
trolling. I thought he
sour
was.
stuff, I guess.
I thought he was saying that the miracle was so bad that the lemon was better.
Yeah, yeah.
Since all the he's a troll, so I thought he was trolling. So
Yeah.
now let's start with the chapter. So it says here, bewildering development. They're like Vegapunk, the Vegapunk. What how do you pronounce this word? Fracas?
What
Fracas? I don't know. What
what for cost?
not sure. This is the first
I
time
do not. I think it's the word got cut off. I guess because
dot. Yeah, not sure. Anyway,
maybe.
I don't know. Fracas is the first time I hear this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, then Frankie, Vegapunk, you're like my role model. I killed 2 years in your hometown, Baltimore. After going through your lab, there was still a load of stuff I didn't get a chance to look into. And then Sanji is a giant mech of my dreams. Yeah, of course. Same Sanji, same. Um, just how many times bigger than General Frankie is that? I can't wait to show Luffy and Chopper. And then Sanji, what a stunning lady. Uh, you know.
I I love
Mhm.
it that they had their tongues out for two different reasons.
Yeah, it's good to two complete different reasons. So funny. Um, um, they're looking at the same direction, but it's like two different reasons. So back upon dot. Um, and Robin, she's like ready to fight. Just a moment. This is the first I've heard of Vegapunk meet a woman, and she looks far too young. Vegapunk has been active for many years. I'm pretty sure we brought this up last video. They refer to Vegapunk as a he, and that he's been active for so many years. So yeah. Vegapunk here says naturally, who said this was the main Stella body? you're looking at Punk 02, Vegapunk Lilith. So that's her name, Vegapunk
Ooh.
Lilith. Yeah, and we mentioned that yeah she has the number 2 Punk Punk 02 and her chest right there. So and we gave her
Pretty noticeable.
yeah and we gave our theories. So I'm pretty sure Sanchi he saw that. That's the first thing Sanchi saw. That Punk 02. Anyway, in any case, we always run through our research funds in the jiffy. So we allow you to skedaddle if you just relinquish your valuables. and then Nami, what these waters are chilly enough without you being too cold. Cold too. You just fish us out. What kind of rescue do you call this? The Vegapunk, big mad. Are you deaf? This is not a rescue. And then then there's a cool angle. We're seeing something coming up from the water. Trespassing on these water is not impossible. Resist and they will sink you without question. And
That
then
looks like a reindeer.
Yeah. So not sure if you remember these layouts, but on Fisherman Island we saw the sea beasts. Well, they're not the exact same sea beasts, but we've seen like this species of sea creatures, the sea beasts. Take a gander of the weaponized sea beasts. There's like a lion, a bear, a lion. Sucks. There's no tiger. So for that way, it could be lion, tiger, and bear. But yeah, there's a lion, a bear, a deer, like a reindeer, a wolf, a dog, a bull, and a
Does the
tanuki.
lion say jump?
Probably says punk. It's probably punk.
No, it says UMP.
Yeah, it does. UMP. Not sure. I don't think we get a better angle of the line, so maybe this just says like jump or something like that. And tanuki, we got tanuki over there in the corner. So yeah, take a gander at the weaponized sea beast. They just popped out. Frankie, he's excited. Of course, he's like weaponized sea beast. That's rad. And the Usopp's like, yeah, but my fear is overwhelming my awe. That's funny. Zoro, he's staring at them down. He's not terrified. Brooke and Nami, they're giying. They're like, yeah, they're crying. Robin, I went up. Yeah. So, before the Robin thing, Vegapunk, she gets a phone call. Pero. And then Lilith, what are you doing? Why do you always insist on looting? Have some pride as a scientist. Shaka, put a sock in it. Can your infernal pride keep the lights on? The Shaka says, they're the Straw Hat Pirates. A newly dubbed Emperor crew are not going to meekly surrender. And then I love this expression of Vegapunk. She's like rubbing her fingers, like scheming, like yeah, precisely. They must have a heap of treasure stashed away. It sucks that she doesn't know, but they're always broke. The Straw Hats, they're always broke.
I mean, if you count Caribou as valuable like us.
Yeah. The Straw Hats are basically on food stamps. Like they have no money. So,
they're practically beggars.
Yeah. Yeah, they're always broke. I love that running joke. They never have money. Anyway, even so, you made a foolish blunder. And then she's like, a blunder. I have them surrounded. Don't underestimate them. Look at the swordsman. I love this.
Wait, don't go further.
Okay. I'm not going for it.
All I know is that the next page is gonna be great for the Zoro fanboys. It's my prediction.
That's your prediction? Okay. So what do you think is going to happen without going done? Do you think Zoro's going to do something, or I don't know?
I'm pretty sure he's just gonna do like a circle slap, like at least to harm the sea beasts, if not kill them.
Okay. It's gonna be epic, and Zoro fanboys, they're gonna be Zoro, main character.
Yeah, they're gonna eat that shit up. I'm assuming,
They'll be like, that clip of this black guy, and he's like, this is what I'm talking about. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT. And, he's like
the GOAT.
He's like the GOAT. He's like yelling. He's like shaking.
Like the thing is, the caption says, "What the fuck is wrong with this dude?"
Yeah. So funny. But yeah, that's us. That's us looking at Zoro fanboys. Like what's wrong with them? They're right though. Zoro, he's the GOAT. But it's just they take it to such extremes. That's just it's just hilarious. Anyway, So let's continue then. Let's see if you're right. Um, Shaka says she continues, or he actually we don't know Shaka's, but whatever. I was just assuming. Shaka continues. That's Pirate Hunter Zoro. His bounty is 1.111 billion. See how calm he is. He knows you're in range for him to end you in an instant. This is Zoro PR, right? Though Zoro PR. He doesn't need it. He doesn't need it because he's Zoro. But but yeah, it's cool though. It's cool that It's cool that they're getting the recognitions that they deserve since now they're Emperor crew. Yeah. And then Shaka continues. The same goes for Devil Shadow Nico Robin back there. Also, you love to see Robin also getting her.
Put some respect on her finally.
Yeah, PR, Robin PR. Her PR is going up. She's also not afraid. She's also ready for the smoke. It's funny that Nami, she's like behind Robin. She's like, that's really funny. Lilith, she continues. She says, "But what can they do against all the sea beasts?" And then Shaka replies, "The strong can appraise their prey and prioritize the most essential targets first. You should have been more cautious." And then we see Frankie. He's not terrified. He's actually impressed. And of course Sanji. He's Sanji.
Is impressed by something else.
He's impressed by something else. And I forgot to mention Usopp. Usopp is the only one afraid with his Usopp. So it just So yeah. Actually, we don't see Brooks now. I think about it. Yeah, we don't see his reaction sadly. But I'm pretty sure Brooks also will have been fine. He was terrified. It just Brooks. His thing is that he acts terrified, but he's actually not. Yeah, I guess since everyone else is terrified, he acts like that. But he's not. Lilith says, "Those imbeciles around them lulled me into a false sense of security. Confounded, I was careless." And then Zoro says, "This is interesting. This is actually interesting." Zoro says, "Hey Vegapunk, there's something I want from you, so you better play nice. Got it?" So before we continue, what do you think Zoro? What do you think Zoro's going to talk about? Like what do you think he wants or whatever? Is he going to ask something?
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I have three options. So, this one I heard somewhere on the video. Don't remember who said it. Yeah, I think it was Mr. Morse. Yeah. So he said that someone in his community in his live stream said that maybe Zoro he's going to ask about can Vegapunk cure the smile side effects for the people in Wano. That could be an option. I'm like, okay, that's a cool option. Yeah, Zoro was he really hated. He was very angry because of that, of the smile situation, and so he's probably going to ask about that. Now, when I read the chapter for the second time, when I got to this moment, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe he's going to ask Vegapunk, to cure not to cure Sanji, but like to fix the ray suit and maybe make it that Sanji will not lose his emotions. That could be something interesting. Yeah. Because they had that moment, during the fights, during their fights. So maybe that could be a possibility. And maybe he's not going to ask in front of Sanji because probably he's going to be embarrassed, or something. Now, my brother, he said, what if Zoro is going to ask for a new eye? Something simple. He's not going to ask anything grand. So like, oh, just give me a new eye, And then Zoro is like, Zoro will be like, give me a new eye. I've been nerfed. I'm like, I'm fighting nerf. So, so that will be that's like the simplest answer, honestly. Just a new eye, But then I'm like, oh, but he could ask Frankie because Frankie eyes, I'm pretty sure they're not real, because every time in a fight, Frankie one of his eyes glows red. That's when he's serious and he's deep in the fight and he's about to win. So Zoro could ask Frankie, but I don't know.
I have an idea.
So what's your idea?
The ability to wield a force sword.
That would be funny. That would be funny. I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say a compass. It's a. I thought you were going to say a compass that it will always be with him, and and like a really special compass. like because Nami, she has a bunch of them, of course,
Yeah.
but I think I think he's going to ask like for a really special compass that a compass for people like him, you know. I think that would be hilarious. Yeah. Oh man, that would be funny. But anyway, Zoro does look serious, so maybe it's something serious, but you don't know. This could be
Yeah.
like a little cop out, a red herring. That's the word I'm looking for, red herring. So we continue. We go to the next page. We see Shaka, at least the back looks like Daft Punk, basically Daft Punk. So Shaka says, "No matter, bring them here. I have an interest in that crew, of course. Luffy probably. Um, since he ate the gum gum, the Nika, maybe because of that. Maybe Shaka knows about Frankie. That could be also Judge Sanji. You know, so yeah, there's actually Robin. Like actually, there's like a bunch of people. There'll be like a bunch of things. There's like a bunch of things in this crew that makes sense that Vegapunk is like interesting in the crew. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says here Punko 1, Dr. Vegapunk, Shaka. And above Shaka it says logic. What do you think that means? I know the answer, but I want to know if what you think what do you think
Oh,
that
so
means.
okay.
Yeah, so
Mr. Test Examiner, okay.
yeah. I'm curious. What do you think that could mean?
Like maybe he's like the main guy. If there's a Punko 2, like why wouldn't there be like a Punko 3, a Punko 4, yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like he's the hive mind. Like he's the one in control of all the punks, I guess.
All the pugs. Yeah.
Like he's the heart of it, the brain of it
Mm-hmm.
all.
Yeah. And Shaka has to be based after Daft Punk. Like, there's no way. Like, look at the behind of that helmet. Like, there's no
Uh,
way. You know. You know.
I thought you were gonna say that. I thought you were gonna say like there's no way that he isn't inspired by Shaka Zulu.
Shaka Sulu. That's hilarious. Um, that would've been funny, but no, But yeah, there's no way that Shaka's not inspired by Daft Punk. Yeah. Shaka's probably listening to Stronger, you know, right now.
Oh my god.
Um,
Hey,
because,
who knows? Like if he's actually inspired by Daft Punk, who knows? He might blow up.
mm, actually, not sure what you're referring to. What do you mean?
Cause
I'm
like their
not.
last bit together,
Okay. Okay. I didn't know.
like yeah.
Okay. So yeah, maybe they will blow up. So we cut to Luffy and the gang. You've been here before, and Bonnie says, "Yeah, when I was a kid, I was still a pretty run of the mill lab at the time, though." And then Luffy, so how come you came back? And then she says, they're like they're like climbing down some stairs. I'm here for answers. I have that bastard's life if I don't like what I hear. They're like, huh? Vegapunk's the one who turned my dad into a cyborg.
What?
Mm,
What?
yeah, I'm like, what?
What?
I'm like, who's the
What?
father? Who's the father? You
What?
are? So, whoa, that's awesome, Luffy, of course. And then Bonnet's just like holding back tears. It's not. He's completely lost his sense of self. He doesn't even know who he is anymore. And we see Kuma, I forgot his name.
Kuma
But
himself.
yeah. Bisa Romy Bear, from those really bad translations. So we see Kuma himself. He's nothing but a living weapon now. Even Jinbei, he's kind of shook. He's like, that's awful. Yeah, it's unforgivable. And then Luffy, sorry, Boggy, or Bogey. And like, it's Bonnie. And Luffy, yeah,
Bogey.
yeah, Bogey. And he did that last chapter too. And then and Luffy actually corrects himself. He's like, yeah, Bonnie. So I think from now on, Luffy's going to refer to her as Bonnie. Since now he knows a little bit about her, like some sad moment about her. So it's like, okay, Bonnie. So yeah, that's nice. Like Luffy to this day, Luffy still calls Law Tra guy. So it's funny. It's funny that Bonnie is going to be the first of the rookies, besides Zoro, that and Blackbeard, that Luffy's gonna be calling them by their actual names, because everyone he has a nickname for for most of them. Actually, not sure what he calls Capone. I'll think about it. I guess I will look. I'll look down what nickname he had for Capone. So, another double page spread. We see Chopper. We made it to the surface. Let's track down some grub. And then Luffy's like, starry eye. And Bonnie, she says to herself, she thinks, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that I ran into Sabo at Murray Joe's. Whatever, I can spill the beans later. Sucks.
Oh, come on, Oda.
Although yeah.
Ugh.
You know what? You know what? One light reactor said, JD Legend. He's like, again, although with the blue balls, he loves to tickle the balls, but he doesn't go for
it.
Yeah, he doesn't go beyond there. And that someone says that Oda ate the edging fruit. That's his name for. Yeah.
All foreplay and no nut busting.
Yep. He also, there's other devils like he ate the skip fruit. He'd be skipping fights. The silhouette fruit, because he doesn't be introducing characters for a long time. And that was another devil fruit. The troll fruit, since he be trolling. And now we got the edge fruit, because he be edging. So now we got this cool panel of seeing everything. It's like, what was all this stuff? Is that giant robot? There's all sort of things up there, and the space monster now. You know what? When I read this, the first thing it came to mind was reading Toriko when we got to the part where I guess spoilers for Toriko. I don't know, this old manga, but when we learned that there's space travel in Toriko and like there's these space creatures and all that, it gave me that vibe, and Luffy's like, a space monster, because the thing doesn't look like from their world, that dragon looking thing. So that's the vibes it gave me. There's like flying whales, that robot. It says Vegapunk everywhere, Punk, Vega, it looks like the Jetsons, very futuristic. So yeah. And we know there's aliens in One Piece, like I know he met them, I know.
The moon, yeah.
So I'm like, oh, finally we're getting to that point in One Piece, that we got in Toriko. So, but let's keep reading. So, Jinbei says, "One in the world," and then Bonnie goes, "I'll be back after." No, that's okay. I'll be back after I take one for a ride. And Bonnie, hey, we're infiltrating this place. Remember? That's so funny. She really looks like Nami here, and but whatever. Yeah, they all look like Nami. Yeah, it's just but it's Bonnie. There's something about Bonnie that I'm like, okay, she kind of looks like Nami, but there's some subtle differences. But in that right there, I'm like, nah, yeah, she really does look like Nami in that one panel.
You know how some artists suffer from same face syndrome?
Araki, yeah.
Well, there's others that have it worse than Araki, but yeah.
Really, worse than Araki? I don't know. I think Araki is like, I don't know.
I'm not referring to mangaka, but yeah.
Okay,
I think Oda suffers from same body syndrome.
Yeah, body syndrome. Yeah, when it comes to the woman specifically.
Yeah.
It just someone did ask Oda, why do you draw the woman like that, and he's like, that's my type.
Yeah, there's no denying that.
He said, yeah, that's my type. Like he even drew like a sketch of like, it's just 2 triangles. That's the upper, the chest and the legs. Two triangles, and the circle for the head, and that's about it. I'm like, oh wow. So but yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not complaining. I know there's people who complain, but I'm not one of those people. So same.
Yeah, same.
So Luffy goes gum, and Chopper, he's like, take care, Luffy. It's funny. Chopper, he's like, yeah, go on and have fun. At this point, no, none of the Straw Hats are going to stop Luffy doing whatever he wants. That's funny. So they're like, take care, Luffy. So Luffy, the monster thing shoots like a beam. Luffy's like gum rocket, and then the thing the thing eats Luffy, like chomp. And then they're like, Luffy's been eating. This is so funny. See Bonnie, she's already acting like I'm not gonna say she's gonna be a Straw Hat, but she's already acting like one. Let's see, she's like doing the faces. That's how a Straw Hat would react. So yeah. But turns out no, actually Luffy didn't got eaten. He actually went through the thing. So Luffy's like, he hits the wall. He is like a building. And the Jinbei's like, you okay, Luffy? I thought I got swallowed, but whoa, it's that giant parfait. That was Bonnie. There's cookies and fruits too. Look at all that
So
cream.
I'm guessing this is all holograms.
Maybe you're right. Let's keep reading to see if you're right. So thanks for the meal. So that's everyone. Holy you guys. Why would they leave food lying around? This had to be a trap. The sensible Jinbei. Uncle Jinbei, as some people call him. Of course they pass through the parfait, and they're like all angry. Even Chopper is angry. It's rare to see him angry. This panel of Jinbei is hilarious. That I don't know. I find it so you never see Jinbei doing a face. At least you haven't seen Jinbei do a face like that. And my brother said that's a perfect reaction image. He could use it like for something. It's so funny. I found it funny. And so they're like, "What the? We went right through it. How can we see it but not touch it?" And Chopper, he's like trying to eat. He's like, "Chomp chomp." It's so cruel to make us hungry like that. And then next panel. Oh crap! Did we die earlier and not notice it? It's so funny. There's no wayward ghost. I've never seen one before, but this parfait must be a hologram. So yeah, you are. Yeah, it's obvious. There is holograms, and of course they don't know since they're supposed to be like technology way ahead of this time in their world. Even though we got cyborgs and lasers and all that stuff, but and then the Mushis, I guess they kind of have hologram. The camera ones, they kind of have holographic properties, but I guess to this level they haven't seen anything like this. So, and it's interesting right here. Luffy, he kind of goes like kind of into Gear 5, but
Gear
not really.
5? What?
Like not
like
really.
All pure rage.
Yeah. He's like, what the hell is that? This ticks me off. And then he has to smoke. Even now I didn't notice this. He also has like sparks coming out of him. So it's interesting. It's something to keep in mind. Like that power up that Luffy got, because the characters in One Piece, they get stronger after every fight. So after that Kaido fight, Luffy must have gone like of course he got like insanely strong that he could like do stuff like this. So Bonnie says it's a 3D image made of light. You see them in comics and science fiction stuff. It's just an image. Luffy's still angry. Yeah, in the One Piece world, there's comics. There's like Zoro the Sea. I think that's like the only one that we know. And then Luffy's like, oh, the space monster. That's why I went right through it. The giant robot must be one too. No one can make something like that. And then Chopper says, he's like, hey, what's this? All these buttons have pictures of food on them. And Bonnie, give up already. Everything on this island a sham. And then Jinbei says, that reminds me, weren't the seas around the island freezing? You expect this place to have a similar climate, but and then someone interrupts.
Holy what?
We see like this big giant sheep girl robot thing, So she says, actually, this is a winter island, but the environment is set to tropical mode in here. With my Iceland aircon invention, you can specify and regulate the temperature of an area right down to the soil. And then Luffy says, this one's as big as Kaido, and he's like ready to fight. And then Luffy's like, you're a hollow thing, right? It's so funny. Like Luffy probably thinks it's a devil fruit, so he's like, oh, you're a hollow thing too. That's so funny. Kind of sounds like Piranha's devil fruit, the hollow fruit. So maybe Luffy thinks that it's like Piranha's fruit, but it's just a dumb little coinky dink. So Luffy punches the girl, and she actually punches back, and she's like, take this. And Luffy goes flying, and he says, I'm sorry. he just yells, I'm sorry. And then he hits the machine, and then something's coming out. Look, something's coming out, and then the burger comes out with Vega Cola, and some and some fries. So Bonnie, of course, she gets the food. Like, huh? A hamburger meal, and the drink came out. Who made it? And it's real. And then they're like, so good. Press the next one. And then they're like, steak, or omuri rice, tonkatsu, cotton candy, cake, ramen, fried chicken, hot dogs. They're like pressing everything. And then the girl, she says, well, at least you appreciate my work. That's the unnamed cooking device. So there's no name for this. And then they're like pizza, pasta, so they keep rambling food. But she continues, the girl. It can turn raw ingredients into one of 500 unique dishes in under a minute. The make do with what you've got mold is the best. That's like a very worthy title for a mode, you know. Maybe she's just not good at naming things. That's why she hasn't even, named the machine. But then she continues, and she's like angry now. But I can't be too happy since lack of competent engineers means that this bucket of bolts can be mass produced. Is following the blueprints that damn hard. So it's too complex. Engineers in the One Piece world can create it, recreate it for mass productions. And it's interesting. So she punches the hologram dragon. So she said, yeah.
What?
Yeah. And she says, it really pisses me off. And so she punches the the dragon. Mining the dragon was just chilling there, It's a hologram, so it's not expecting to get punched and to feel it. So and then she continues, the island aircon is in the same damn boat. The sensors can monitor living creatures and could tame the weather if we just had a bit more money. There are endless ideas but not enough resources. And then they're like, oh, she punched the hologram. And then
that's what I'm saying. She punched a hologram.
Yeah. And then someone, I'm guessing Chopper or Luffy, I don't know. They're still pressing buttons, waffles, fried shrimp. I said to my brother, she's basically Leorio. It's like, I need more money. Like Leorio. Leorio is like, I'm talking about Hunter x Hunter. Like, I started learning how to become a doctor, and then I realized you need more money to become a doctor. It's too damn expensive. So yeah, even in the Hunter x Hunter world, it's expensive to be a doctor. Yeah. So she says, of course, my photonic glows make it possible to physically interact with light. And then this random hologram. Yeah, interesting.
Ooh, the Kizaru weakness.
Yeah. Someone mentioned that a hard counter to Kizaru because like if you the only way to touch them if you know hockey, right? And or Blackbeard, since this devil fruit counters devil fruits, and that's pretty much it. We haven't seen any other like fruit or ability that could counter Kizaru, unless I'm blanking on something. But now we got this, the photonic glows. That'll be interesting if Sanji doesn't need it since he knows hockey. But it will be interesting if he does get a new race suit, they incorporate this tech into the race suit. It will be interesting if Frankie incorporates this tech. So yeah, will be cool to see. So this hologram girl, she shows up and she says hi, and the girl, she waves back. Perception shapes your sense of reality, but touching a projected object turns that on its head, doesn't it? And Luffy's like, so that girl isn't real. And she's like, not big mad, but she's kind of mad. Debates on what makes something real are as old as time. It's something you have to decide for yourself, but I consider the matter settled. So for her, the matter is settled, when it comes to this debate. She's not going to hear any more opinions, I guess, about when it comes to that. And then Jumbo says, so just what are you? And she says, me, just your resident scientist, genius for hire, Dr. Vegapunk. So, and they're like, Nani? They're like, what?
Punk Atlas. Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Vegapunk Atlas Raph. So, again with the like this little, like this emotion or idea connected to their name, So Bonnie says, what the hell? That's a total lie. And then they're like, you're Vegapunk. I've heard that name. Kobe told me about you. So that's where Luffy heard the name Vegapunk. Actually, I was wondering last chapter because he said the same thing, that he heard Vegapunk, the name Vegapunk somewhere. And I'm like, where did Luffy heard the name Vegapunk? And I forgot that Kobe was the one who told him. So yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
New world.
New world government ship. Somewhere in the new world. Yeah. So what now? That's so funny. When I read this to when me and my brother were talking, and the so what now sounds so defeated. Like, so what now? The because of the state of the world. So
Yeah.
that's so funny. So what now? And then actually we see Kaku, we see Stussy and Lucy. Robertito Gucci, you know, that's how I call him. That's how we call him here. So just keep listening, Lucy. Vegapunk is technically still a single individual, but his genius is
Okay.
yeah. So he's explaining, but his genius is second only to his busyness. When there's not enough time, they say you're as busy as a beaver, right? Well, imagine if there were more than one beaver. That was his grand idea to split up into six people. So he split. So
Oh.
yeah. So it says here in Japanese the idiom is about cats. So yeah, I guess you know, I think it will still make sense. But you know they use beaver for the English readers. And then he continues. In other words, all six of these satellites are also Dr. Vegapunk, and then we got their names. We could read this later, but you know, once we finish the chapter one was done. So then
And I'm the weird one for thinking that sounds impossible.
yeah. So yeah, it's funny. He's like, and I'm the weird one for thinking that sounds impossible. Geniuses are such a pain. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny that Lucy, thinks that he's like, hey, I'm the weird one. Um, so then and then we see this really cool panel of them sitting there, and behind them is a Seraphic Kuma, baby Kuma. Yeah, he doesn't look like a baby, but a kid. He doesn't look like a kid, but you remember Kuma? He's huge, so it makes sense that when he was a little kid, he was like this big. Another thing, something that I didn't know. Well, I forgot, but apparently Judge he says that it takes 5 years for like a clone to 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 mature, to become an adult. So
Mhm.
maybe Vegapunk he's been working at this for a while, and now that's why he got them, and maybe Vegapunk figure out ways for that way it will not take 5 years for them to mature. So maybe they will be growing at a rapid pace. These seraphims. That's just speculations, but let's continue. So Lucy says, in short, our assignment is to return this problem child back to Egghead. Then, while taking care not to damage any of the last precious assets, we're to eliminate every last Vegapunk.
Oh,
Uh,
really now?
yeah, I'm like, wait, espérate, ¿qué está pasando? Like, what's happening here? ¿Qué está pasando? It got me speaking Spanish. Like, that's how interesting this is. This plot twist, it's crazy, it's spicy. So, and Lucy's like, so we're meant to kill the single most useful man in the world. I wonder
That's what
if
I'm
this,
saying.
yeah, that's what we're saying, Lucy. Like, what's this plan? I wonder if this has something to do with that recent Lucia incident. Like, interesting, interesting that he knows about the incident because they're like, oh, according to the history books, according to the maps, that country never existed. So interesting.
Wait, what was Lucy again?
The island that blew up a couple chapters ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was his name. Okay.
the Lucia. Yeah. So then Stussy says, someone with instincts like yours should know better than to question these things. Yeah, because Lucy he doesn't question his orders. He just does. It's interesting that Lucy is actually thinking, and then Kaku he's like, agreed, don't get us in any hot water, Lucy. A calculate plan. So it's, that like I was saying, it's interesting the Lucy he's actually thinking about it because he doesn't think he just does. You tell him to kill someone and he doesn't. He will even take the extra mile and kill witnesses and like how he did in his first mission. Do you remember his first mission? Like when he was 13.
No.
No, so his first mission was to get these hostages, save them, and I guess to kill the king or to kill the people who took them hostage or whatever. And Lucy, he's like, that's too much. He's like, that's too much of a hassle. So he just killed the hostages and everyone in the kingdom. He's like, sure. Like that's just too much of a hassle. So Lucy doesn't questions like about who he kills. He doesn't question the mission. He just does. and he's a little government. He's not a dog. He's a cat, but he's a government lapdog. So a dog. So so it's interesting that
So
Lucy.
which is very out of character for him to question.
Yeah. He's like actually like it's like damn. We're actually killing the most useful man in the world. So and Kaku reminding him like don't get us in any hot water, Lucy. So that's interesting. I don't think this. Although he planted the seeds for this for things to go south for Lucy, and like maybe he will not do the mission, but I don't think so. I think at the it's just maybe it's just like something he's like thinking like okay that's weird, but I think he will still do it. Because why change now? He's like too deep. He's age is 0, so he's like too deep in this. So yeah, I don't see him changing. But there is this theory that Cypher ages 0. They're actually slaves. So for the celestial dragons, and maybe Lucy's like no, I don't want to stay a slave forever. So maybe he's like having second thoughts in this mission and all that. I don't know. It'll be interesting to think. And before we talked about rest of the chapter, here's some so let's read the names of the satellites. So we got
Okay.
Punk number 1, Shaka Logic, right? That's what it says there. Punk number 2, Lilith Evil. So these are the two
Okay.
evil. So Punk number 3, Edison Flare. I'm like, oh okay.
Okay,
Edison.
like Thomas Edison. Okay.
Yeah, Thomas Edison. Punk number 4, Pythagoras. I know it's in English. I'm just so used to saying in Spanish that so Pythagoras.
Okay, so the man behind the famous theorem, Pythagoras. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then so Punk number 5, Atlas Wrath. And Punk number 6, Desire. Not sure how you pronounce it, Yoke or Yoke or whatever. But here's like a translator note. It says here Atlas is number 5 here in the raw, but her dress says 6. We'll update this once this clarifies. So yeah, she could be 6 or 5.
Okay.
This is not the first time that the raw has gotten something like wrong. Zoro's bounty is the first thing that comes to mind. His bounty had like a weird number, and then I think one of all those editors clarified that we wrote the bounty wrong. This is the actual bounty. So maybe there's like another situation. Someone messed up here, probably. And then we have Dr. Vegapunk above them. Now, this doesn't confirm if like is there 6 punks and then there's Vegapunk, or did Vegapunk separate himself into 6 people? It could be either or. And I know you haven't like I always say in these videos. I know you haven't read or watched Naruto, but people are already making a joke of pain.
Pain, yeah, he has different versions of himself.
Yeah, actually the first meme on the website is 6 paths of Vegapunk right here. If you scroll down, 6 paths of Vegapunk. I prefer 6 paths of Punk, because I think it sounds better. 6 paths of Punk instead of saying the full name Vegapunk, because all of them they have Punk in their shirt. I'm assuming they have Punk in their shirts. For like Lilith, she has Punk. What's her name?
The one that interests me the most is Lilith, the name, and the fact that she's evil.
Yeah, evil, quote unquote. Yeah. Actually, since we're talking about the punks, here's some translator notes. So it says here.
Ooh, so it might confirm that. Whoa. Okay. Continue.
So it says here, each of Vegapunk's satellites are written with the characters for a specific trait, but are pronounced differently. Their origins are unclear, so these are our best guesses. So the first one, Evil Lilith, the name of a fictional second dark moon of Earth. First time I hear about this, about the.
Okay.
Yeah. Its existence was proposed in 1918 and was later disproven. Additionally, a black moon Lilith is a horoscope name for the real moon's how you pronounce that? apology. What you said? You cut off.
Apology? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, apology. Apology. Name for a goddess associated with feminine power. So she's a girl boss. Hidden, hidden. I think you did mention that. I think we made that joke last time, last chapter. Hidden knowledge, wildness, and primal energy. Yeah, she just that's her personality pretty much from what we've seen so far. Lilith is the only one so far to really speak like an old timer, so that's interesting
Okay,
too.
so they didn't address one of the other origins.
But you said you cut off.
Like they didn't mention one of the other origins of the name of Lilith, associated with Lilith.
Mm. Yeah.
Cause
So
in cause in Jewish mythology, um, like this is not canon to the Bible or anything. Like, cause supposedly, um, God had created Adam, and Lilith was the first woman and not Eve.
Oh
But
really? I didn't know.
Lilith was but that isn't like canon or anything. Like that's more
Oh
like
okay.
mythology, or whatever,
That's
like
fan fiction.
folklore.
That's fact
Yeah.
fiction.
Um,
Uh huh.
because like Eve was created out of the rib of Adam.
Mhm.
Well, Adam himself was created from soil, and
Mhm.
Lilith, instead of being created from the rib, she was created from soil. But the
Mhm.
thing is, Lilith afterwards, I don't know if she rebelled or anything, but she became like the mother of monsters or the bride of the devil. I'm not
Mm.
sure, but
Okay.
like, which is interesting that Lilith is associated with evil.
That's
That's
yeah.
what makes it so interesting
Okay. Yeah,
in
that's
the first place.
actually very interesting since you brought it up. Yeah, evil and this like fan fiction about the Bible. It's so funny. Yeah. I know it's not fan fiction, but since you said it's not canon, that's the first thing I think to use modern terms. So
Yeah,
okay. But so then they have descriptions for the others. So Raph, Atlas, a titan condemned to hold up the heavens for eternity with his mighty strength, a constellation, moon crater, and a satellite of Saturn are all named after him. So I didn't know that they named craters, that they give names to craters of the moon. I didn't know they did that.
apparently
So
so.
so Atlas, yeah, those are the namesakes. Desire, Yoke, could be York. So I'm gonna go with York. Sounds this is easier to
Yeah.
pronounce. In ancient Mesopotamia, the name for the Arcturus constellation was Shudon, and then York Yoke. So okay, not much there. So, flair creativity Edison, a notable inventor and creator on the moon. I was about to say creator of the moon. I'm like, Edison. I'm like, okay. You know those memes, people before gravity was discovered or whatever. You know,
uh,
that I was thinking about that, but anyway. And the
the
crater on the moon.
originality of some of his curations are disputed. Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's so funny. Whatever. It is what it
Tesla
is.
got robbed, that's for sure.
Yep, it is what it is. So yeah, I didn't know there was a crater on the moon named Edison. Like, okay,
Me neither.
yeah, so weird. That's like a weird name. Like Atlas kind of makes sense. It's like, okay, it's mythology. A titan.
Like there's a consistency.
Yeah, Edison was just a dude. Like yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess he was important. But it does says, the quote. I mean, the parentheses does says the originality of some of his creations are disputed, but still, you know, um,
Like I'm pretty sure at that time they just ran out of Roman these.
yeah, probably, yeah. They're like, sure, let's Edison, why not? So then, wisdom, knowledge, Pythagoras. A Greek,
Oh, okay.
yeah, a Greek mathematician and astronomer, as well as another creator on the moon. Again, I was about to say creator on the moon. so yeah, Pythagoras. So like, sure, you know that one mathematician. What was his name again? Pythagoras. Yeah, let's name a crater after him. So yeah, I guess you're right. I guess at that point they just run out of mythologies and whatever. So yeah. And then we got the last one, logic, justice, correctness, Shaka. It says here, this is
A
interesting.
stage character.
Yeah, a Saint Seiya character associated with the Virgo constellation. They're all named after constellations, so yeah.
Okay.
Sulu King, well, most of them.
I said, yeah, Shaka Zulu, yeah.
Yeah, a Sulu King, yeah, Shaka Sulu. That's so funny. And the Japanese name for the original Buddha, that I didn't know. Well, I didn't know. This is the second time I read this, or third. But yeah, when the first time I read this, I'm like, oh, cool. I didn't know that. The moon is an important symbol in Buddhism. The character used for justice logic can be read as star. And then we have Stella. Stella, written as main true body, but pronounced as Stella, which means celestial star in Latin. It's currently unclear if the stellar body is separated from the six satellites or whether it's one of them. So yeah.
Also means star in Italian.
Mhm. Yeah. And then we got some images. Black moon live symbol. Um, Atlas, Virgo, Virgo
I really like
Shaka.
the Atlas painting.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite paintings. Uh, this could be a really good logo too. The Atlas painting, like you just make it minimalistic and with the thing. And then also, I just noticed there's a dragon. I didn't notice that. This is the first time I noticed there's a dragon right there. That's cool. And then you have the color, greenish, like always. And Yash, this is a funny name, Yash. And you the meme, it's so funny. 6 paths of Vegapunk. Oh wait, someone wrote 2 bodies named after. Oh, never mind. 2 bodies named after I thought it was gonna be a meme, but 2 bodies named after Mesopotamian figures. 2 bodies named after Roman Greek figures. 2 bodies named after historical human figures. All they're really flexing his historical knowledge, like the nerd he is deep down. Love it. Yeah, really nice. You love to see it. Yeah. You know what's funny? Not sure if you remember, but Roger based
Probably not.
Tekken. Yes, Roger based Tekken and Joy Boy, if I'm correct. They did an art contest of like how do you think Vegapunk's going to look like? I submitted something. If I find it, I guess I'll place it in the video. But I submitted an entry, and I made Vegapunk look like Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Neil deGrasse Tyson, yeah. And so it's funny that because a bunch of people thought that Odo was going to use was going to base Vegapunk after a real life dude, And it's funny that Odo is like, I want to do that, but I cannot just pick one guy. I kind of pick one inspiration. So, he did the 6 Vegapunks, and maybe there's like the original Vegapunk, and so it's so interesting. Although he found a way, to like use multiple inspiration for one character, and I love to see that. It's very nice. Um, I guess let's continue discussing the chapter. So interesting that they refer to this seraphim, the Kuma one, problem child. So did he malfunction? Did he disobey orders? What happened that they call him a problem child? And they're probably going back to Egghead before they could fix him. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I'm just like, why are they gonna take it back to Egghead? Like, who's gonna fix him if they're gonna kill Vegapunk?
Yeah, that's the thing. Maybe that's the thing I don't get about their
Are they
plan.
just gonna wait until he fixes the problem child, then kill him, or her, or them in this case?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
cause if he malfunctions again, like, who's gonna fix him?
Yeah, that's the thing. And like I said, last chapter, Vegapunk is a they them. I said Vegapunk's gonna be a they them, not because Vegapunk is non-binary, but it's because
Non-binary, it's because they're multiple.
yeah, it's because they're literally multiple people. So, so funny. I love that meme. That's like one of my favorite meme format. The, which you cannot use much because there's not that many characters. I guess. Well, I guess you could find characters that could fit that format. But yeah, that's something that I don't get about their plan. Like, why are they going to fix? Well, I know why, because they want the manpower, they want the strength of the Seraphim. But then why are they going to kill Vegapunk? It's interesting that Lucy says he wonders if this mission is connected to the Lelucia incident. Like, why will he make that connection? There's something that we don't know, obviously, for why he made that connection.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that he made it anyway. You know, he made that connection. Um, maybe. Hmm, there's a theory that the thing that happened to Lelouchia was Asian weapon. So maybe they do want to do a great cleansing. So maybe the world government they don't mind resetting. So they're like, okay, let's go back Vegapunk. Let's start killing people, and let's just do a great cleansing, a reset. So maybe that's why. I don't know. And they're going, of course, they want to keep the seraphims. So I think that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That I think that's like the most logical thing. And then like, okay, we got Vegapunk maybe eventually, and like maybe 500 years from now or maybe more. Eventually we will get another Vegapunk, like another smart guy, and then we will like just start over. Eventually we'll get another genius. Maybe that's what they're hoping. Uh, of course that's not going to happen. We're going to get a happy ending. Unless although it's going to throw us a curveball, but I don't know. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, nice to see Kaku again. And still see. We didn't saw much of her in Whole Cake and Kaku. I really like Kaku. Oh man, not sure about you, but I remember when I got to Water 7,
Water
right?
7.
Yeah, Water 7. And I was watching the anime. I was anime only. I think I didn't even know manga was a thing when I got to Water 7.
Wow.
So I remember when I saw that opening. Kokoro no Shisu. I think that's the name of the opening. And like the opening starts, and then you're like, oh, okay, this is a really cool opening. And then we get to the scene in the opening where Kaku. At the time I didn't know that was Kaku. I thought that was Usopp. I'm like, yo, what happened to Usopp? I'm like, oh, he's cool. Like he like because in the opening, you see Kaku for the first time in the opening, and he's like running off a building, and he's like jumping, and he's like he's like jumping over Water 7, and the opening is recently is crescendo, and and I'm like, wow, okay, Usopp, what happened? Like, who's this guy? So uh, so but it's funny though, so yeah, it's nice to see Kaku. Yeah, he obviously he's one of my favorites of the CP9 group. Yeah, him, Lucy, of
Same,
course.
same.
Him, Lucy, and Jabra Jabra was okay. But when Lucy and Kaku obviously were the coolest and
Not
the
gonna
best.
lie.
Uh
Not gonna lie. Your story reminds me of that meme format,
huh.
like Daniel versus the cooler Daniel.
Daniel versus
Like
the cooler. Uh huh.
yeah,
Was
but like you can replace you can replace it with Usopp and Kaku.
Yeah, Usopp versus the cooler Usopp. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. It's so funny though. That was really funny. Like, I'm pretty sure that's a lot of people's reaction. Like anime onlys, I'm pretty sure that's like their reaction when they watch that opening for the first time. Because I remember, I remember like, oh, that's so cool. And I'm like, okay, who's this guy? Like, what's up? So yeah. There's
Usopp got a makeover.
yeah, Usopp. Like, okay, Usopp, the got a makeover. Okay, like he got power up. Like he got confident basically. I was gonna say so since they're on their way to Egghead, it would be cool to see Lucy and Kaku, of course, clash with Luffy and Zoro, right? But I don't think that's going to happen because like Luffy's going to wash Lucy. He's going to like it's at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucy, he's strong. Yeah, I have him in my top 30. I think he's top 30 material. Now, I don't think he's top 30 material, but that doesn't mean he could tangle with
Nah,
Luffy.
he Yoko though.
Yeah, he ain't Yonko level. I have him in the like I think he's first commander because how I have my top 30 is first commander and above. I don't have no second commanders or lower, so first commander and above. Yeah, I think Lucy he's first commander material, but he ain't he ain't Yonko. He ain't Ambro, so he's not tangoing with Luffy. He could probably shuffle. They could do some things here and there. Lucy could probably tag him every now and then in base form. Yeah, in base form it could be it could be a nice tussle. But once Luffy starts going gear second though, I don't know. That's just me. JD Legend. it was hilarious. His live reaction was hilarious because he also plays Rob Lucci in First Commander material, but he sees Lucci higher than me. Like, I think he's 30. I think Lucci's like 30 around there. 25 or below. But JD, according to JD, he thinks he's like 10. He's like 10 around there. 15 to 10.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm like Robertito. I'm like, nah, like Rob Lucci, he ain't that guy. He's that guy, but he ain't that guy. So so people in the chat were saying that base form Luffy is going to wash Lucci, which I disagree. I don't think that's too much.
Nah.
That's too much. Base form that.
At least.
I said gear second, but okay. Like, I don't know. Gear second. I say gear second because I'm just trolling, But yeah, maybe gear 4 for like a minute. I don't know. No, like maybe a minute or around there 5. But it's not gonna be like Luffy's not gonna put that much effort. Not that much.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like a low, not low, but like a decent 6. Let's use Fantano terms. Maybe like a decent 6, a strong 5, a strong 5 to a low decent 6. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, so people in the chat were saying that base form Luffy could wash Lucci, and then JD got livid. It's so funny. He got livid. He's like, if the next chapter or next couple of chapters, I see Luffy going gear second or above, like you're done. That the chat is done. I'm getting you all. And then he starts naming people from the chat. He's like, I'm getting you. It's like, oh, it was funny. It was funny. but yeah. But we gotta wait and see. Let's see if he's right. Let's see.
I mean, but that's gonna take a while. Like,
yeah.
Sub.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a couple of chapters. It's gonna be many chapters.
Yeah. It's gonna be a while. Mr. Moore, he brought up the idea in his video that the CP0 is probably gonna be like Jack, where Jack was set up to be the villain of the arc, but Jack never got to fight Luffy or anyone. He didn't got to fight a Straw Hat. Because Zoro was there. So Mr. Morishi says that maybe CP0 is gonna be something like that. Like maybe they could tussle here and there. They're just Straw Hats, But at the end of the day, it's not gonna be a fight, a big fight, because something's probably going to happen that will interrupt the fight. Just like with Jack. Jack never managed to get the fight because Zoro. So maybe it's gonna be something like that with CP0. This is what I want is Sanji to fight against Luffy, because in the if I'm correct, in Stampede, I think I'm probably misremembering this, but I think in Stampede, Sanji clashed with Luffy and Zoro clashed with Crocodile, if I remember this right.
Oh, really?
Do you saw Stampede?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. Well, it's like a brief moment. It's like I think I forgot what was happening. I think they were going after Robin and of course Crocodile because Alabasta and Lucy because War 7 and he's Ollie. So of course they
DC Beat Barb Cypher Pole,
yeah. So that was like a cool scene. It's just a brief moment, but yeah. Actually, let me look it up because I'm probably misremembering this. I know it was Zoro, Sanji, Luffy, and Crocodile. I just don't remember who was clashing with who. So let me look up One Piece film. It's not Stampede. It's not film. It's like Stampede. I don't know. Luffy. I don't know versus Sanji, I guess. Yeah. Okay. I'll correct it to Sanji versus Luffy. Let's see. Let me see this really quick. If I'm correct. Yeah. We see Crocodile. Yeah. Luffy. He transforms. And yeah, okay, yeah, I was right. So yeah, Sanji clashes against Rob Lucci and Zoro against Crocodile. It's a really cool thing. So yeah, that's why I want to see Sanji versus Lucci, at least for a clash, for that way Oda could make it canon. It will be cool. because also another thing, another like running themes in the recent One Piece movies is Sabo versus Lucy. That's like another thing. So yeah, that's another thing I want to see, Sabo versus Lucy, at least for a clash or two in the manga. Um, Anything else you want to say about this? About this whole Cyberpole and Kuma and all that, the Seraphim.
Very. I'm just curious. Like, I'm just still questioning like the line of thought. Like, they're gonna kill the only dude that knows how to make them, the one that can make more of them, like the one that can fine tune them. I'm like they're not aiming for longevity here. That's for
Yeah, 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 yeah. And they know Caesar he's smart enough to I think to even come close to this technology. He could probably
yeah.
do a like a watered down version, but a watered down version like generations behind, like many generations behind. And Judge will never work with the world government. The Judge he's like the closest they could get to a Seraphim, but he could make like clones, but they're not gonna be as strong as Seraphim. So yeah, and who else? Queen, of course. Queen. If he's still alive, Queen is not going to work with them either. So yeah, it's a weird plan. But like I mentioned, I think it's just I think this is part of the Great Cleansing, you know. And if they're going to kill Vegapunk, that means Vegapunk is like, I guess they know Vegapunk, for the most part hates the world government. So they just don't want anyone that has a negative view on the world government, I guess, to survive this Great Cleansing. And also we see
Yeah.
their, I just noticed on the tables is their mask that they wear. Lucy is like a plain old white mask. Kaku looks interesting. His like he looks like a what they call, like a Day of the Dead, but but with a long nose. It's really funny. And Stussy looks
Actually,
in uh-huh.
actually, because of the long nose, it reminds me of the Tengu masks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah. And Stussy, she has like it's a cat, I guess, or a rat. Like really, it's like a cute animal. I guess that's her mask. So yeah, nice, nice. And it
It
says
looks like a
here,
now.
yeah, I guess that too. And it says here, Cyberpole, Agent Zero, Mask, Assassin, Kaku, Lucy, and Stussy. Yeah. So that's that. Now we're in the Punk Atlas, the Vegapunk Atlas. Um, yeah, it's a cute design. I like the half and half with the hair.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's like a sheep, like or a goat or whatever, a ram. Those type of animal, those hairs. Uh, she looks like an Astro Boy character, like an Astro Boy robot or like a Mega Man robot. It's really cute. And also I like the jetpack that she has in her back. Also I noticed the tail. She has a tail. Um, Weird looking tail, but yeah, she has that too.
So
And yeah,
could she be a Soen? Could she be a Soen?
maybe. Yeah, interesting. Vegapunk, yeah, Vegapunk those knows. He cracked, the the secrets of the fruit. So yeah, maybe she does has a sowing fruit or like sowing properties, whatever that entails. Um, and yeah, also it's interesting that she's like as big as Kaido. So imagine this like cute looking girl, but she's like as big as Kaido. That's like
Yeah.
yeah, that could be terrifying. Also funny at the same time. And yeah, Punk '06. That's what her shirt says.
Yeah.
And also Bonnie, she knows that this is not the real Vegapunk. So I guess this thing about the dividing, the having the six satellites, that I guess that's like a recent thing, because Bonnie, she said that she's been here when she was a kid, right? So that means Kuma had this relationship with Vegapunk ever since Bonnie was a kid. So that means I think that means Bonnie. I guess Bonnie is like I think this is her actual age then. The age that she's currently using, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. or maybe she ate the devil fruit when she was young. Um, but I don't know. It just she's like very surprised because yeah, she said that when she visited the island, it was just run of the mill like science place. You know, just like nothing crazy, like what they have now. So food is food for thought. Then okay, maybe Bonnie is this is her actual age. You know, it's not like oh she's old, or like oh she's actually a kid now. This is probably her actual age. And also remember, people always ask, me included, why did I kind of let Bonnie go, or because not sure if you remember, but
I do not.
okay, so before the time skip, um, before the time skip, uh, Blackbeard captured Bonnie, right? This was his plan. This was so Blackbeard captured Bonnie, right? And he was going to give Bonnie in return for a marine ship because he desperately he needed a ship, right? Because his ship wasn't good enough to go to the new world. Remember he had a raft. That was his ship. It was like a bunch of logs. So he needed a ship. So he's like, okay, I captured Bonnie. He succeeded. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna give Bonnie and for in return for a marine ship, and then I will leave, and they will have Bonnie. But on that ship, because it's funny, you expect the marine to come with two ships because they're like, okay, the ships that we give to Blackbeard and the ship that we used to leave, right? But I think it was Van Arger or whoever. He's like, yo, Captain, the Marines are here, but they only brought one ship, and on that ship is Akainu. Akainu, he's on that ship. So Blackbeard left, he dipped, and he left Bonnie there, right? So you assume Akainu being the man he is, he captured Bonnie. But no, of course, she didn't got captured because she's in the story right now. so so everyone always wondered why did Akainu let Bonnie go or how did Bonnie escape, whatever. And now since during the reverie, Bonnie she was acting like an old lady, and they call her Queen of the Sorbet Kingdom. Um, so I guess not. So and now we know that she's Kuma's daughter. We know that Kuma was the king of the Sorbet Kingdom. So basically Bonnie's the princess, and I kind of let her go because she's royalty. I don't know, maybe because of that.
Yeah.
Or nah. I just thought that maybe since she's related to Kuma and Kuma is a warlord, maybe I kind of he's like, okay, you kind of have immunity, but no, but she has a bounty. But maybe I kind of was like, okay, I will let it slide this once, which is weird to think of that from a kind of, but
Yeah, of all people.
of all people. But again, I think I kind of knows more than we do, so
Yeah.
and Bonnie is royalty, so I don't know. Interesting. Um. Also, she is. I just realized she's royalty, so that means Luffy has to help her because that's what Luffy does. He helps every princess that he meets and every throughout the story. So we're going to help her with the Kuma stuff. And that was obvious, but now there's like more reasons because Oda just loves doing that. He does having Luffy help the princess. So yeah, there's that. What else? I guess rip to the if she is now old lady. Remember I told you last video that older women in One Piece they wear the lipstick like that. So maybe she's a little bit older than she lets that she
She lets on.
that she lets on. Maybe she's actually in her 40s and she's like, nah, let me stay in my 20s. But yeah. There's that with the Bonnie stuff. What else? What else? Interesting tech with the photonic globes. Interesting tech.
Yeah,
Hard
yeah.
count. Yeah, how hard counter for a kind of. I'm not kind of. Kizaru
He's out.
Borsalino. Yeah,
Yeah.
Borsalino. So yeah. Like I said, it will be interesting if Sanji or Frankie could use this tech. Um, Sanji because now he's the he's the warrior science now, so it makes sense that he will get better tech. And since we're in the end game now, we're in the end game, so makes sense. We cool if some of the Straw Hats, like Nami, she kind of uses, she basically like she uses tech for her weather staff thing. Now she has Suits, I guess. Now I guess she doesn't need another power up. She has Suits. Um, so at this point, it's like no longer tech. Now it's like devil fruit powers. But still, like if Suits goes away because Big Mom does something, it would still be nice to have that power up with the tech. Usopp, I don't know, maybe he'll find a way to combine the tech with his Kabuto, the slingshot. So that would be cool too. And Frankie, obviously, of course, he needs the upgrades. So yeah, it will be interesting to see this tech and other stuff being used. Another thing, my brother said that my brother said that will be sad that everything in this island is just stuff that Vegapunk couldn't like produce for the world. Like for example, I'm pretty sure he wanted to produce this for the world. This machine that makes food. Yeah, for people like for example, this would have been very useful in Wano. If they have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if Orochi wasn't the leader and all that, and Kaido was around, but yeah, in Wano, like this is very useful for the poor countries in the world. Yeah,
like this would be revolutionary. Like,
yeah.
This, like
like
this would easily get you like a Nobel Peace Prize or something. Like
yeah,
easily.
like they're not they will do the ceremony. Like let's say you're Vegapunk, right, and you just made this. They're going to do the ceremony now. They're not even going to wait for the usual time.
Yeah.
They're like, now we're gonna do this now. So yeah.
Like the very concept of that, like wow, like you solved like one of the world's crisis.
Yeah, and then you just have it there. You also, the funny thing is you didn't even bother to give it a name because I guess the government will not bother to mass produce it, or I guess they just don't have the men and the science, the smarts. But also I just thought, talking about this, I just realized, I just thought that what if the world government, they just don't want to mass produce this. It's the world government, they're evil in the One Piece world. So I think also it also will make sense that you know what, nah, that's not, they will give like that reason. They will give the reasoning that we just don't have the men, we don't have the money, to mass produce this, which I think they do. I'm pretty sure they do have the money to mass produce this technology. So yeah. Also, maybe they don't even need to do that much. Like they could have like Pacific Islands that people could travel to and get the food. Well, yeah, I guess now, but then now they need to do like a thing that for the food doesn't go bad. But I'm pretty sure Vegapunk could do that in the snap. I'm pretty sure Vegapunk thought about that. So yeah. They could do that, but after thinking about it, I just think they just don't want to. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. I'm looking at the. What are you gonna say? Say your thing first.
Like I'm pretty sure like the whole competent engineers complaints like I'm pretty sure they're intentionally sabotaging like the production of it.
Yeah. And I was going to say that I just noticed that the machine says east, west, south, and north. So maybe those are local recipes, from from those areas. That would be nice. It would be nice that Sanji sees the machine, and he goes to the north section, and he's like, oh, I remember that. Yeah, I grew up eating that. Like the one of the few, I guess, happy memories when he was a kid, eating the the food from the north, the dishes. So yeah, that would be nice. And maybe Luffy, Luffy he loves meat, but he's like, oh yeah, I ate that in the east. Sanji, he's like, oh yeah, I cooked that dish too. From the east. Do we have someone from the south? I don't think so. I think Brooks. He's either from the south or west. So Brooks would be like, oh yeah, I ate that, and in my youth, in the West Blue or South, wherever he's from. Yeah. Yeah. there's still that one mystery. Well, I guess it's not like a huge mystery. That like I'm not sure if you remember, but Brooks, he was part of like this royal guard, if I'm correct, of Kingdom when when he was alive before he became a pirate. So not sure if that's ever going to become relevant. There was a theory that the kingdom was the Sorbet Kingdom, and that's how all is going to connect that part of Brooks' flashback. But then we found out that Sorbet and the kingdom that he's from is from they're from different blues, so that cannot be possible unless Oda says that Sorbet is like a kingdom that has multiple kingdoms and around the blues. So
Yeah.
so maybe Oda could
Like
come. Mhm.
I like I like Great Britain.
Yeah, yeah, like brother, Yeah, yeah. So could be like that. Uh, yeah, they tried to eat the parfait. It's holograms. Uh, Luffy found the dragon's hologram. Something that something that my brother pointed out that there's like it's not a Mario block, but it basically looks like a Mario block. Um, somewhere in the double page spread where Luffy is like,
Oh,
you see it.
I, yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like a Mario block. And then funny, we got we the Mario movie trailer came out yesterday. I'm still working on the video. We reacted to it. I'm almost done with the video, so I'll probably have it. I will do this, finish this. This will probably be out tomorrow. So I think the Mario video will be out Sunday. It was whatever. So but yeah, uh, I do wonder because these chapters are made in advance. Although he doesn't do these chapters weekly. This one was made in advance, but it would be funny if before they. Oh no, I just that can't have been possible because they also print these out in advance. So yeah, I don't think Oda was going to add a little Mario block just because for the Mario trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when was this announced? The Mario trailer, the reveal.
Well,
Um,
it was
um,
like I think.
was it last week? If it was last week, I guess you could. I
Yeah,
guess the
maybe last
timeline.
week, but I think Oda like releases chapters like 3 weeks in advance. Like this was from like 3 weeks or a month ago.
I think. Don't quote me at this, but I think Oda is like 10 chapters ahead of us. I think every mangaka is like 10 chapters ahead from the public. Don't quote me on this, but
Eh,
I think that's what I heard. Um,
that's even more than I initially thought. Wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And also, I think that's why Oda and that's why Oda is really good when it comes to uh like um like for example when Kaido's devil fruit was revealed that he ate the fish fruit that day in Japan was I think National Koi Fish Day or something like that.
Oh.
So that's why Oda is good when it comes to dates and chapters and all that jazz because Oda he's like ahead of us and he likes to plan these things out when it comes to dates and numbers. So yeah. Yeah, I remember when that came out. I was like, oh, national. Although I mean, Kaido, he's a fish, and today it's like national. It's like koi fish day in Japan. Also, Kaido, I think, if I'm correct, means koi fish or something. Don't call me at that. But Kaido. His name means a lot of things. So it's like it means 1,000 beasts. It means joy boy. It also means that. It means I think also strong man also and koi fish. So his name means like a lot. So that's like a little tangent of Kaido. That's what we do here. We do tangents and all that. Um, or yeah, I was talking about the spread. And oh yeah, like I mentioned during the read through, that when I read this spread, I was like, oh, it gives me Toriko vibe. But then when we go to the next couple of pages, I'm like, oh, the dream was ruined. It's just holograms. Everything's just holograms. Rip the dream. Um, it's still a possibility. I don't know. I don't think Ola's going to go there, like space travel. You know, but it's I guess it could be possible. I'm pretty sure Vegapunk thought about it. At some point. Um. So yeah, like we mentioned during the read through, Shaka looks like Daft Punk. So that has to be the reference, the inspiration for this
Actually,
line. Mm-hmm.
And like now that we're back at Shaka and what's her name? Lilith.
Yeah, yeah. Shotgun Lilith.
It's I can't believe I fucking forgot her name when I was nerding out about her. Um,
Uh.
it's it's interesting despite being like both of them being Vegapunk,
Mm-hmm.
like they have their own personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I'm assuming that it's his mind fractured between the six of them. Cause
Yeah. Yeah.
like we have here Shaka disagreeing and scolding Lilith,
Mm-hmm.
cause Lilith was trying to plunder their treasure,
Yeah. It's so funny. Yeah. It's so funny.
rob the beggars, the
Yeah.
hobos.
Yeah. Yeah. You rob them from their food stamps. Like, man, they
Yeah,
struggling. They're struggling here in the Straw Hat crew. You know. So, but yeah, it's so funny. And her facial expressions as well. You know, like this one panel, she's rubbing her hands. It's really funny.
yeah.
Um, or maybe not. Not think. I don't think she's actually rubbing her. I think she's doing that face anime
Like when
characters
she
do.
giggles and she has like
Yeah,
one hand
yeah,
on
yeah.
in front of her mouth.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, looking at closely now, I think that's what she's doing. I think she's like giggling. Still, it's cute. You know, she's proving, she's like giving evidence for why she's shaking up the top 10 when it comes to
Yeah.
the best girls.
Like not
um,
gonna lie, that face, like that's it reminds me of the one meme of steamed hams. Like when the dude says delightfully devilish Seymour. I don't know why.
no, I actually don't know. No, I actually don't know what you're talking about. No,
Wow,
Seymour,
steamed hams. Wow, the
Steam,
Simpsons episode. Wow.
Simpson. That's why I don't know what you're talking about.
It was a pretty popular meme back in the day.
Okay. No, no. I'm not a meme guy. You know, it's like,
Okay.
you know, but okay. Maybe if actually maybe if I see it, maybe I'll be like, oh yeah, I seen that meme before. But you describing it, it doesn't ring any bells. Um,
Yeah.
but anyway, like you were saying, yeah, that's what I think. Um, I think that's why, that's why they have different personalities. You know, like Logic, Evil, Wrath, and all that stuff. I think that's the reason. You know, that's
Yeah.
why they have different personalities. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice to see. They're not all going to be the same. So yeah. And so far, it seems they're the only people on the island, which that's why I said in the last video that I will not be surprised if every person on this island is a Vegapunk. So, and
Yeah.
so far it seems that way. Like, there was this random girl that she showed up, but she was a hologram. So maybe there are like hologram people around that could interact with
Yeah.
things. Yeah, like, as like for help. And maybe there's like robots, it's like some robots here and there. But so far it's just the satellites, which I don't mind, because that way now Oda, he just needs to introduce like six new characters, plus and then now we're going to have the Cyberpole, which they're pre-established characters. So that means Oda, he really doesn't need to do that much introducing, but instead now he could like focus on the world building and the fights, if there's any fights, and the plot. So that would be nice. He did say, that 1 month break was for to tighten the story, to tighten the last saga. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if this story is like Zoe when it comes to this arc, when this arc is like Zoe, if it's like Zoe when it comes to the reveals, the plot twist, the what else, the world building, So if it's like Zoe, then this is gonna be a really good solid short arc, because I think Zoe was like 20 something chapters, if I'm correct. So yeah. And also, like, I'm pretty sure we mentioned this in the previous videos, but this arc really feels like classic One Piece. They go to a random island. We don't know who's here.
Yeah.
They meet the locals. Hijink pursues. Even the comedy feels like classic One Piece. Pre time skip, where you don't know where they are. And you're learning along the way. So yeah, it's cool. Even now, now since I'm mentioning classic One Piece, Lucy, he's like the Boogie. Boogie every now and then was like around. he showed up. So yeah, like, oh, classic One Piece, classic One Piece. So yeah. Anything else you want to say? Because I think I have nothing else to say. Honestly, yeah. You know, it's surprising
Yeah.
because I always find something to say. you know,
At the at the
yeah,
moment, that no,
yeah, no, no.
not
I'm
much
just
else. No,
yeah.
not much else.
Okay, yeah. I'm going back and like, oh, the bear, he has number 15. Nothing. I really like the reindeer.
Working for lows.
Yeah, number 15, Burger King full lettuce. So yeah. I think I was gonna say I really like the reindeer from all these. The reindeer, I like the reindeer. The wolf also. The tanuki, the tanuki looks kind of dumb, but yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Luffy, you know what Luffy's gonna be. Luffy, is so gonna be so funny. If Luffy was here, he will say to Chopper, "Yo, Chopper, is that your cousin?" Referring to the reindeer because he did that once. He did that once on the. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they saw a random reindeer. I forgot where, and Luffy's like, "Yo, Chopper, is that your cousin?" He like, that's not. I'm like, Luffy, wow, like, like, okay, assuming, and like, okay, saying all reindeers, But it was a really it was so funny. It came out of nowhere too. Also, I'm pretty sure it was pre-time skip. That's like pre-time skip humor. So yeah, that'll be hilarious. Um, so yeah, nothing else to say. I guess predictions for the next chapter. I guess for we could wrap this up.
So I'm honestly thinking like we're gonna see like one, like at least one of the other satellites.
You cut off.
Like,
Wait,
uh,
you cut off. Say that from the beginning.
like at least for next chapter, I think we're gonna see the reveal of another satellite,
That'll be nice.
and hopefully where Zoro and the rest of the Straw Hats are gonna end up. Like I'm not sure if we're gonna know what he's saying to her
Yeah, yeah,
or them,
yeah, yeah.
but uh like you know how like Oda censored Luffy's dream, whatever,
Yeah.
like that,
Mm-hmm.
but instead, so yeah, like censored what Zoro wants from Vegapunk
Mm-hmm.
and where they're going from there. Like, are they going to the island? Is Zoro gonna slash all the sea beasts, the
Yeah,
modified
yeah.
sea beasts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mostly that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And more hijinks with Luffy, Bonnie,
Yeah,
Chopper,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
with Sheep Girl, Atlas,
Mm-hmm.
Rat Atlas.
Yeah, yeah. Your hijinks will pursue with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was I was trying so hard not to laugh because the one we use as Zoro and Vegapunk, I thought about the compass idea and I was like trying not to laugh, but yeah, it's so funny. A compass the Zoro could use and could read also, like simple. So yeah. While you were talking, I was thinking, man, what am I going to do for the thumbnail? And I just realized, there's like this, I could do the sheep girl Atlas. There's like a perfect panel right here. I could easily remove the background and
Yeah.
just have her in the thumbnail. I love it when Oda does this. When he does these type of panels with the person like the center and like all like I don't even know how to describe it, but you know what I mean. Like like here's the person, the center, and there's panels surrounding the person, and we got the name, we have the name. I just love it when Oda does it. Not that many mangaka, well, that I'm thinking right now, does something similar like this. So yeah. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I guess I will use that. The other option, I guess, will be Kuma, the Pesa. Not Kuma, the Seraphim. But too spoilerly, I guess. Also, Rob Lucy will be like, oh, Rob Lucy's in this chapter. No, I'll be I guess, a spoiler. I don't want people to get spoiled by the thumbnail, because
Yeah.
if she's in the thumbnail, like, oh, who that? That's a new character. We don't know who she
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so be out of
Who
context.
that
So
girl?
who that girl? Who she? Yeah,
Who she is?
yeah, who she is. So yeah, that's yeah. I guess that's everything. Oh yeah, you gave your predictions. I guess I will give mine. Basically the same as yours. Yeah, yeah. The if the Oda wants to throw a curveball, we go somewhere else. Well, nah, we at this point we start the arc, and so we started the Egghead arc. I guess that's gonna be the name of the arc, Egghead Island arc.
That
Uh,
that's one hell of a final saga, the Egghead saga.
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I don't think the saga is gonna be called Egghead Saga. Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
like,
But I know what you mean. It's like a wild name for an arc in the final saga. Yeah.
yeah,
Um.
the stakes are high in the Egghead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, you this reminds me of Trash Taste. One of the Trash Taste members at the time of this video, um he didn't watch or read One Piece, right? Connor, the British guy, Connor CWA. So they were joking that One Piece arcs, if you're saying this, if you say the names out of context, if you don't know the arcs, it sounds like you're saying gibberish. Like for example, Water 7. Like, oh, Water 7 so hype. What's your favorite arc? Oh, I love Whole Cake Island arc. Okay, Whole Cake Island. Oh no, I like Skypiea. I guess you like, or Sky Island. I guess that I think that's like the one the tamest, on the normal names. Like, oh, or like I think Cerebellus was boring. Like, okay, Cerebellus. You know, Usopp. Yeah, like, okay. What else? What else? Out of context.
Romance
Context.
Dawn is a great way to start the series.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Like, oh, Romance Dawn. Those three chapters. Who we the like, like, oh, cool way to start. Like, yeah, yeah. Romance Dawn. Like, oh, or right now we're at Egghead. Like, oh, things are going down like Egghead. I hate Egghead Island. Or yeah, yeah. Egghead, although he's built different. Like,
Yeah,
I'm thinking what are dumb names. No, I guess like Annie's Lobby. Like, okay, was Annie's Lobby. Um, what else? What else? Thriller Bark. Like, okay, Thriller. If you're like, oh,
Impel
Thriller,
Down,
Impel Down. I guess
Punk
those.
Hazard.
Yeah, Punk Hazard. I guess those are like they don't sound weird out of context because Whole Cake is like the weirdest example. Now we got
Yeah.
Egghead. Now we got Egghead. Egghead and Whole Cake, they're competing when it comes to the all context names. And
I
also,
think Egghead is winning, also, in my book.
yeah, yeah, Egghead. So dumb, yeah, yeah, it's dumber than Whole Cake, yeah. At least Whole Cake, you could say, Totland, Totoland, yeah. But then it sounds like you're saying Tot, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. I
Oh
just
yeah,
thought about.
I forgot to
Mhm.
mention,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What you forgot to mention?
like in the couple of first panels.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think it's in the first place. Yeah, like I forgot that the hometown was called Baltimore, like the city in the U.S.
Yeah.
like Baltimore,
Yeah. 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 It's
which was strange for me, honestly.
I'm going back.
And every time I remember about
Uh-huh.
Baltimore, I remember of that one car ad.
Which one? It's the one with the jump scare? No, that's what
Jump
you're talking
scare?
about.
No, the
Okay,
one
no.
where the dude's going like "fuck you, Baltimore."
No, no. Okay, no. I thought you were talking about the one
Oh,
with the jump scare. No, no, no.
I
Yeah.
had to look it up because
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is a very funny ad.
Okay. 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 So I will watch it after the bit. So say okay. Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore. But yeah, okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we were talking about One Piece arcs out of context. Also, it's not just the arcs, the character names. Because
Oh
there
yeah,
was there in the podcast in the video they're like, oh, Big Mom, she's crazy, and Connor, he's like dumbfounded. He's like Big Mom, like what? But now he's reading One Piece. Yeah, yeah. He actually did a video with a couple months ago with what's his name? O'Hara the Fox. Manu. Well, he did a video with him. Talking about I think the first saga, if I'm correct. Just like his thoughts about One Piece so far, and he's loving it. He's enjoying it. So yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait when he's up to date. Because whenever he gets up to date, that episode of Trash Taste is it has to be just about One Piece. Like they don't. It's funny. They advertise themselves as a anime podcast, but the joke is that they don't talk about anime because they have other stuff to they have other stuff to talk about. But whenever he gets up to date, like that episode has to be at least half of it just about One Piece because now he could actually join in the conversation since he was like left out every time they talked about One Piece. The other two members. So yeah, that was a trash taste session before and the video. So yeah, I have nothing else to say. Chapter really good, yeah, really good. Now we're getting to the you know now we're getting to that moment in the arc. Okay, now we're setting into the arc. Probably not going to get that much crazy reveals, and unless all the like chapter 3 goes crazy, like oh we see Vegapunk, like the actual Vegapunk. We see the actual Vegapunk, and then Vegapunk talks with Luffy, and yeah. I don't think no. I think we're next couple of chapters are gonna be slow, simple, simple and clean, slow and steady. Until we gonna get to the good stuff, to the nitty gritty, and then all that he's going to stop using his edge as fruit, you know. uh, so yeah, that's the video. Leave a like if you liked it. Dislike if you don't. I guess comment. I actually didn't check if someone commented in the last video, but I don't think so. Let me check right now. Since
and hit the subscribe button just like Nintendo hit us with the Mario trailer.
Yes.
The Mario movie trailer. Let me specify.
Yeah, specify. Yeah. No comment, but a decent amount of views though. So yeah, that's nice.
I do want to add though, since we're talking about the Mario movie trailer real quick.
Go ahead.
Oh, in fact, you know that they have logos, right, for the movie.
Oh yeah, actually. Okay, yeah. Good thing you brought this up. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
So the logo has sparkles, like how it reflects light. So in the original Super Mario Galaxy, it had sparkles in a couple letters.
Yeah.
Like if you took all the letters together, they would spell out "You are Mr. Gay."
Yeah, I remember that.
In the Mario movie trailer,
what does it spell out?
It spells out "You are Mr. Bi."
So funny. Okay. So since you brought this up, now I was going to mention that. I guess this will be this will be our context, but I guess if you watch the video, it'll probably come out on Sunday or Monday. That I mentioned in the video that the logo looked like the Illumination and Nintendo logo on top of the Mario movie logo didn't look centered. Not sure if you remember this. Okay, you do. So I was right. It wasn't centered because halfway through the trailer they revealed the logo, right? And if you compare that version of the logo with the logo that they show at the end of the trailer, at the end of the direct, it's not centered. For some reason, the version that they use in the middle is centered, while the version they use at the end of the direct is not centered. So I was right. While editing the video, I noticed that. I'm like, I was right. It's not centered. That's why it was bothering me because it wasn't centered. That I guess tangent over. That'll be a little tangent. I guess we always do this. Always at the end when we ending the video, I always add another tangent. So yeah, subscribe, comment. I guess. Not sure where you want to comment, but sure. I don't know. Comment if you want to comment something.
Comment if you want to be commenter of the day.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess that's everything. See you. Hugs and kisses. Toodles. What else? I guess that's all. So yeah, see you.
See you.